Hi, I'm Michelle Ferguson of Two Brothers Blankets, and welcome to my series, Left-Handed Crochet Basics. I'm a left-handed crocheter, and I know how hard it can be to find really good resources for us lefties, which is why I've created this series, the Left-Handed Crochet Basics blog series. I'm going to teach you all the things you need to know, from how to crochet left-handed to how to read a crochet pattern, and so much more. I'm so glad you've joined me, and I hope you find this helpful. Today we are going to discuss crochet patterns and how to read them and adjust them as left-handed crocheters. I have my Katie Carty crochet pattern here. Let me zoom out a little for you, just to use as a demonstration. So firstly and most importantly, when reading a crochet pattern as a left-handed crochet designer, these steps are going to be exactly the same. You don't have to worry about changing stitch numbers or stitch counts in the round, right side, wrong side. All that is going to be the same unless you have a distinct left and right side. Front side or right side and back side or wrong side is not going to make a difference, but a distinct left and right side will make a difference. So I have my Katie Carty here because this one does have a distinct left and right side. So we're just going to go through the pattern together as I would read it if I were reading a crochet pattern. And I'm just going to point out a few things as we look through it, okay? So you have here your materials. All of that is going to be the same no matter what. You're left-handed or right-handed. So those are materials you're going to need in your yardage. You got your difficulty here. You got your gauge. Gauge is going to be the exact same for everyone. And your sizing. Then you have your pattern notes. It tells you that it's worked from the bottom up with top panels made and sewn together to create armholes. The starting chain does count as a stitch. There's two length options, and then it tells you how the pattern is written with extra small and then additional sizes in parentheses. And then here you have your stitches needed and abbreviations. So all of these, this is my crochet pattern that I have written myself. For the most part though, all designers will have a stitch key for you and what each stitch means, or what each abbreviation means. So then we move on to page 2. Page 2 has a size chart for you with your yardage. So that'll tell you how much you need for whatever size you're doing. So then we are going to start with our bottom panel. And as you can see, it tells you to chain a certain number. And then you start with row 1. Notice in row 1, if you can see it, let me zoom in. It says RS. RS stands for right side. This will not be affected as a left-handed crocheter. The row that says right side on a pattern is still going to be your right side, your front side of your work. So for this pattern, all odd numbered rows are going to be the right side of your rows. So you will work your panel. It says repeat 2 and 3 with a repeat of row 2. And then it gives you some notes. So then you're going to move on to your right panel. And in my pattern, because I'm left-handed, because I know the difficulty that us lefties have, I wrote left for left-handed. So it's the left panel for left-handed. But say you're reading a pattern from someone else or a right-handed designer, and it just says right panel. You need to make a note of that in your pattern or in your head that lets you know that that is your left panel. So it's just going to be flipped because you're working left to right. So if there is something that has a right panel, left side, anything like that, it's going to be the opposite for you as a left-handed crocheter. So you work your right panel, then we move to page 3, and you have a center panel. So it says with right side facing, join yarn to chain 1 space of first unworked V-stitch of bottom panel. That will still be okay for you, even though you're working the opposite way. You still work into the first unworked V-stitch. So it's still going to work out fine. It's still going to be the same number of stitches in a middle panel, no matter what. And then you have your left panel, which is right for right-handed. So just remember, if you don't have if the designer does not have that specified, assume that they are a right-handed crocheter and they are writing it as a right-handed designer, and just switch that. So for left panel, if there's nothing here, just make a note, right panel for you. So then you work your panel and you fasten off. Here's a little picture demonstration on this pattern of how it will look and how to sew the tops. And then you have sleeves. It says with right side facing, join yarn to bottom of armhole. So you want your outside of your cardigan facing you, and you join to the bottom of your armhole. Still the same. You are going to be working left to right around the armhole, but it's still going to be the right side, and it's still going to work out fine. And then you do your rounds, and then you do your trim. It says join to right side of bottom corner of either right or left panel. So you're good that way as well. Just join to the left side was usually what I do, since we work left to right, and I work my way around the panel. So like I said, everything is going to be the same in any pattern pretty much, unless you have a left and right side. Now, don't get right side as in front side confused with right side as in left and right. Right side shown on the bottom panel that I showed you, that means your front side. So that's going to be the front. That's going to be the side facing whoever's looking at you. The wrong side, or the back side, is going to be the side you're putting on to your body. So don't get that confused, but everything else is going to work exactly the same for pretty much any pattern, unless you have a left and right side. Hope that helps. If you have any questions about reading patterns or crocheting with crochet patterns, let me know. Send me an email or leave a comment, and I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching.